Kentucky Transparency is live on his YouTube channel. We have a friend with us, we'll introduce in a minute.
Maybe.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a neighbor of the streets. This is Hardin County, Kentucky Transparency. Looking like one of the North Carolina giant hunters in this bitch. Go tag them and get them in this, or Joe Cole, either one.
Hey, Mikey, hang out right there and finish your cigarette. Me and Crack go on in. You can make an entrance.
He's thirsty.
Don't let them violate your Fourth Amendment now.
Next is
I'm late, Mr. Mayor.
sewer fund. Your total revenue for the month on your sewer fund is $16,724.27. Your year-to-date is $55,680.79. Total expenditures for the month of October is $8,230.10. For the year-to-date, $44,641.59. Total operating revenue is $8,494.17. Year-to-date is $11,039.20. Last, you have your water. Total revenue for the month of October, $84,479.33. Year-to-date, $258,347.04. Total expenditures, $59,980.73. Year-to-date, $253,791.77. Total operating revenue, $24,498.60. And year-to-date, $4,555.27. All by that, and then list the checks on the water, if you have any questions.
We got coming in. Here's your seat, sir.
Anybody got any questions on the finance report? Questions about any checks or any expenditures? Make a motion to accept Kristen's report. Got a motion from Ernie, anybody got a second? Is everybody good with the finance report? Of course, if you have any questions later, always please ask them. All right, next we're gonna move on to the minutes, last month.
City of Everett City Council meeting for Tuesday, October the 15th. Present is Mayor Andy Manning, Ernie Wood, Charlie Couch, Preston McLean, Larry Call, and Jake Rentbrook. Meeting is called to order. Eric Hubbard with the Bath Roads Appalachia is present to speak with the City Council regarding upcoming projects coming to the City of Everett. The finance report is read. Larry makes a motion to accept the report, and Jake seconds, and all present agree. Minutes from the September meeting are read. Larry makes a motion to accept the minutes, and Charlie seconds, all present agree. Minutes from the September 23rd meeting are read. Preston makes a motion to accept the minutes, and Jackie seconds, and all present agree. Tourism report is given. Ernie makes a motion to accept the report. Preston seconds, and all present agree. Water report's given. Ernie makes a motion to accept the report. Larry seconds, and all present agree. Police report's given. Larry makes a motion to accept the report. Charlie seconds, all present agree. Fire report's given. Ernie makes a motion to accept the fire report. Jake seconds, and all present agree. Resolutions for the water tank and the leak repairs are read. The water tank and leak repair grants are read. Jackie makes a motion to accept the resolution for grant 24KGW218. Preston seconds, and all present agree. Larry makes a motion to accept the reading of the resolution for the grant 24KGW118. Jackie seconds, and all present agree. Jackie makes a motion to adjourn, and Larry seconds, all present agree.
Okay.
I make a motion.
All right. Larry made the motion, Jackie seconded. Is everybody good with the minutes from last month? Move right on. While we're gonna pass that around, it's time we'll go ahead and let Woody give us water report real quick.
Really nothing New to report, this month, water loss just a little bit up. We did find another main leak today, which bring those numbers right back down. It's just that time of year, and it's the same old spot we've had issues with down on Dean Lane. I think this makes about 6 or 7. It's been fixed in the past 3 months down there, so, don't know if the ground just shifting or what. The pipes and things seem fine. It's just, it's really unexplainable why it's all happening in one area, but other than that, everything's been relatively quiet. The mine is coming down a little bit, but, we've still been able to maintain. We've had an issue with the main leak a few weeks ago, but other than that, we've been pretty smooth sailing. No real changes. I know Mike has got our, everything submitted to the state, waiting on approval from them for, the tank project to proceed and go forward, so he could speak to that better than I could, but it's just kindly held up in litigation on the state side.
Mike, when did you say that 2.8 million was gonna start coming down?
The 2.6 million.
Yeah, I'm
We
sorry.
just, the attorney gave us exhibit number, it's 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're ready to, well, I'll submit that in the morning, and that should be the last exhibit before we can start drawing that money.
Okay, so maybe by first of the year, we should start having that in our accounts, right?
Yes, so the way that's gonna set up is they're gonna pay for the design, which has already been done. They're gonna pay for that up front, and then they'll pay for the construction when we get the bids, and they'll give you all the construction money. And then when we get the construction finished, then we'll use the end of the contingency, that'll be the end of the money there.
Yeah, so that'll be the first draw on it.
Yes,
About the first of the year,
yes,
or so.
yes.
Okay. I wanted to clarify, I wanted to put that in my minutes so that we
Yep.
would have it.
So we're looking at probably a March, April completion.
Yeah, oh, mhm.
Start of construction in the spring, March or April.
Yeah, start at least.
That also includes some other things too that that tank don't really include.
Okay, yeah, we'll have, with the tank project, we'll have a backwash pump, which will allow us to use the entire tank. Whereas now we can only take it down so far, and we have to use the head on that tank for him to backwash. So, after we met with the Division of Water when we were down last November, December, I made that recommendation, he said that was absolutely what we needed to do. So, that was kind of a joint effort between us and the Division of Water to fix that problem, to use the entire storage, not just a portion of the tank, which is what's being used now.
Because it's basically, it's just a pressure, just whatever water's in the tank just brings the water in, and it's only 33 feet tall, so you're looking at, a max of 10 pounds of pressure to come in, so when that gets down to half capacity, you're looking at 5 pounds of pressure to backwash the filters. It's just not enough flow to adequately clean them, and sometimes you get a little lower than that, but with a pump, you can increase the pressure and get a good cleaning.
And we measured it last week, and I think it was 8 feet, so that's what we, that's right on the border of why we couldn't use that before.
Yeah.
And that's where we have the pump, and then we'll have a separate contract that will be to clean all the tanks inside and put in zone meters to help reduce the water loss, fix certain areas that Woody has identified, maybe this road that he mentioned tonight, which has 6 leaks on it, so we do have money, 1.2 million that'll be going to that as a separate project, water loss reduction project.
And that money will include cleaning of the tanks too, won't it?
Yes.
Professional cleaning.
Yes, divers and all that, we won't have to take them out of service. There'll be scuba divers and everything go in there, inspect the tanks, clean the tanks, all that.
And that's something they suggest is done so many years anyway, but it's not something that's really pushed, but they do highly suggest it, but it's just something that, water companies rarely have money extra just to have a tank cleaned. It's kind of out of sight and out of mind if it's on the inside anyway, but it is something that could be done. And I did meet with the Division of Water today, looked up in South Branch. We talked about exploring that area, and it's not looking like that's gonna be a viable option for a mine source. Still may be an option for something otherwise, but the mine source, it's just about dry, so. And this one spot we looked at was actually bone dry, but we're gonna go up to another opening to see if there's any water up there. That's gonna happen after the first of the year, but we've already got the contacts and, locations and things, so we're working on that to make sure that that is. We want to totally eliminate it or keep it as a possibility as far as getting raw water, so.
Yeah, it looks like these mine sources, we got it down here installed on the drive this time of year.
Yeah, cause if it's only picked up when our mine that we currently have is picked up and produces well, it's really not gonna help us any anyway. Cause we've gotta choke it down certain times of year because we've got more water out of that one than what we need, during a few months out of the year, so.
And speaking of the mine source and other source, we did apply for a Kentucky Waters grant for 1.5 million for a new water source in the source of the river. They have scored those. They scored us like 64, which kind of ranks us in the 25 to 30 range. But the way KIA is going to do it, they're going to submit all projects and let the governor's office and General Assembly. So just because we're ranked in the top 30 don't mean that they'll fund us. We'll have to have boots on the ground by our legislature in January and February to make that go in. There was actually 75 million in that grant, and there was over 728 million requested, and there was 175 applications.
So it sounds like, you know, we've already got Adam Bowman is always willing to help us. And it sounds like, Scott's gonna, I'm sure Scott will help us any way he can now that he's been elected. And I don't, you know, you all may not remember this, but we was out of water last year. Scott made and sent us a crew in here from Pineville of men and equipment to help us get water back on closed work now. You know, we had a lot of help from fiscal court, we had a lot of help from a lot of other people. But as far as I can remember, he's the only person outside of Harlan County that helped us.
Yeah.
And that helped us get water back on, so I was happy to see him, you know, win the election because he will help us. He helped us last year, we didn't have to, so.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a proven fact.
They had problems themselves and they knew we were in worse shape and they left their issues to come help us, so that speaks a lot.
And I've got a good working relationship with Scott and Adam, so that'll help us, and I think they'll both push for us. So it's always good to have somebody on your side down there in Frankfurt as a voice.
Absolutely. So they're gonna submit all the projects and as always, it don't matter what you score in the ad district or whatever, it's whatever legislature wants to fund it, then that's what's funded, so.
All right. So you got anything else?
No, that's, we're working on, PSC's questions about, the rate increase to B-MUD since B-MUD is part of
Giving us
PSC.
a hard time.
They filed a resolution, I don't know what all that entails, but just, you know, kinda had some questions, so.
So I have to break down the, in an Excel spreadsheet, how we came up with that. Of course, how we came up with that was how much revenue we needed. So that,
Well, that and cost of living increase over the past few years.
right, so I've got to go back and show the cost of the plant went up, cost of everything has went up, you know.
Utility bills,
Yes.
chemical increase.
There was some talk about a new backhoe or something. Is that in the bill or what?
That'll be, we've discussed that, is the way the money is coming from the General Assembly is that money will be spent out of contingency, which will be at the end. So they're gonna pay for the engineering, they're gonna pay for the construction, and then we've got money set aside in the contingency part for that, or whatever we need, and then that's where it'll come from. But it'll come at the end of the project, so probably next summer.
Okay. I just knew the word backhoe had come up
Yeah.
in the conversation.
The thing about getting a new backhoe with this contingency money is it'll be something that'll, I mean, the backhoe we got now has lasted us probably 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's starting to just get on its last leg.
Yeah.
So this will give us 15 more years, hopefully, of a piece of equipment that we've got to have.
Oh, yeah.
Who does the servicing on the backhoe and stuff like that?
You know who's been doing our service on the backhoe? Right now, I guess Brandon's doing it.
Right now, he is, but before.
We've got a boy that works for John Deere out of Kingsport that's been doing it for us.
That's what I mean, regardless whether it's new or old, I mean, you know, you need service sometimes.
Yeah, we got a guy that actually works for John Deere. out of Kingsport that's local, that works on the weekends for us. So if we got something to do with it, he takes care
I
of
worked
it.
at the mines and we constantly, every day, a piece of equipment, it was greased, this done, that checked.
And
whatever.
this guy ain't just he's just ain't a mechanic, he's certified capstone for
But
John
that-
Deere for everything, so.
Yeah, and that's just worked on, that's not like he's talking about, you know, who's checking it, greasing it, now that I don't know.
Now that's what we do as far as greasing it and stuff,
Yeah.
but as far as servicing it, that's what we get to do it. As far as everyday greasing and just, that's stuff our guys have to do. And they should be doing that.
Yeah, that's
It's a lot of it.
morning before they start, 30 minutes or an hour or something like that, somebody does that. And some points, you may want to freeze twice a day, if you're using it a lot, doing a heavy load for one day work. That's just something I throw in there. I've been around that stuff for years, and I know if you don't service it, take care of it to the point, it will wear out a lot quicker.
Oh, good welder live across the river.
Has anybody got anything for Woody? Questions or comments, anything for Mike? All right, I give a motion to accept the water report. Jackie made the motion. Larry second. Is everybody good with it?
We just hope nothing else break for Thanksgiving.
That's right, that's right.
We better pray.
That's right, don't burn the turkey.
Tell you what.
See you guys.
We've got a police report coming up, she went to get them.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, I thank y'all for cleaning that flag finally.
Yeah.
West Clover Fork cleaned that
They
right.
did for us, I asked them to do it, but the reason being was because I think they were saying that through our engineer, not just anybody can clean that tank, there's damages to it, it has to be somebody specialized. So we just got them to clean just the flag.
Yeah.
Because we was real kind of worried about that.
So I called the manufacturer and he said they had to stay off the seams and that flag is actually embedded in the tank. So it won't wash off or anything, so it's actually in there. And, we do have a quote to clean the entire tank, somewhere around $3,000.
But that has to be done by a specialized company, don't it?
Yeah, actually, we got a quote from
I was gonna say Cumberland Gap Pro Wash does a lot of that.
Ash Mountain Construction out of Harlan here, actually is one gave us a quote.
That's good.
They actually did the foundation on the tank and they do the piping and stuff for the tank.
Does they have to be certified to clean that tank? Is somebody that has to be certified or?
No, outside, no, inside, yes. And then we had talked about if we wanna put a flag on the new tank, but I did talk to the manufacturer and he said that the red in the flag is actually got lead in it and the sewer plant can't treat it no more, so they can't embed it. So we'll have to do something else. So that was the latest as of last week on
What's the distance gonna be between the two tanks that y'all went in there with?
probably 8 feet. There's just not a whole lot of room. We talked about moving it on the downstream side of the tank, and I don't think we own the property there to do that. To give a little more room.
That's Johnson's on the rest of that, where the old gas station.
You gotta do what you gotta
That's
do, I was
for
thinking it'd be
some-
good if it was not that close, you know, a
Right.
little bit.
And there's
30 feet
actually a
deep or
drying bed, he's got a backwash concrete basin there, and then there's another basin that we're actually gonna have to remove it so that we can fit everything in there, so it is a really tight spot there.
You up, sir?
I'm up. I'm ready. Everybody ready? For the month of October, had a total of 6 case reports. Of those 6, 2 drug related, 3 theft, 1 traffic collision, 2 motorist assist, 12 complaints, 10 agency assists, 27 traffic stops, 11 arrests, and 385 man hours. Through our drug program, we made 2 more drug trafficking arrests, both of those for methamphetamine. Also with Jennifer Rolfs, we served a search warrant last week. We seized meth, and we got another drug, haven't identified yet. We have to send it off for testing. believe it may be fentanyl, but, we'll have to wait for testing to come back before we have that verified.
Oh, that's a real good job. I always appreciate you guys, what you guys have been able to do in the last year. Getting as much drugs as you got off the streets has been really phenomenal for you guys. Y'all do a great job. I promise you, I appreciate you a lot. I'm sure the public does too.
His complaints was way down, which it's not been up as high in a good while. I remember 60, over 100 in a month. Only like 12, you said.
Yeah, during the summertime, they can get up a little bit, usually nothing crazy, but during the wintertime, they come down even more, so it's,
When you get the goods off the street.
Make everybody play a lot and get
that's
some
the way we like it.
respect.
It's the way we like it.
We have a lot of people driving hills up there at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
Four-wheelers,
Yes.
youngins, or,
I don't know who they, you can hear them bypass my house at night. And I get up and look, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, what is people? And I said, I don't know where our cops is. I said, I don't know if we got any on that time.
out that time, Brian's usually out till somewhere between 2 and 4, so.
And we got some creepers walking since they done got out of jail. You know, stuff be mixing.
Gotcha.
Anybody got anything else for Dean?
The fake marijuana spice, what, is it a felony now or is it still a misdemeanor? And what are y'all doing about that? Because everybody I see when I'm up here or in Harlan or anywhere, it's making them like, Smokey off Friday, but when he's in Devo's Chicken Coop, if you know what I'm talking about. That's really the only way I know to say it. And there's no way, like, every time I see people go to jail for it, well, really, they just come in, or they can't do nothing about it, but it's a bad problem.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it's a felony. I think at most it would be a misdemeanor.
Are you getting a lot of it up here? Cause
I'll
I've
be
seen,
honest with you, I haven't seen it in a long time as far as,
really, I've seen a
drugs
lot of
that-
people from Harlan run down my way and be clucked out on that stuff. A lot of locals I know.
Yeah, I didn't even, I hadn't seen it since, Lord, probably since I was in the early phase when I was at the county, and that's been.
Way back in the day when you
Yeah,
used to chase me
it's been a
down.
few years.
Yeah.
But,
No, it's ravaging this place, but
yeah,
I didn't know how bad it was up here.
no,
and-
You
I
never know.
personally haven't had a problem out of it, but, and we haven't seized any from any of our search warrants or stuff we do.
Be
So
watching.
it could just be a recreational thing that a few people are doing. But, I mean.
They getting
if
that
the
hard
public
stuff
knows
up
of
here.
anybody
Like,
that's selling it.
you know, we might sell the spice tail on them, cause it's no good. I'm not being funny, I'm being
No, it's,
serious.
it does, it makes people act crazy sometimes, it really does.
What about
Be
one more
dangerous.
thing, and I'll be quiet, I seen in Detroit, right below Detroit, the pink cocaine, I'm not being funny in no way.
No, you're fine.
It's being mixed with other things and disguised as cocaine, and fentanyl won't even stop it, so if you didn't know that, be aware. If you see anything pink that's a substance, be careful.
That's
Check into
actually-
that.
That's actually interesting. 'cause
Yeah,
we
really.
actually see something that looked like that from the search warrant.
That's when you said that, that's what made me
Yeah.
bring that up to you, cause you said you didn't know what it was. Yeah, just
But
like what
I-
Puff Daddy's got, it's all of a sudden a trend everywhere. It's all over YouTube and the news and stuff.
So we're always afraid of fentanyl, just how
Mhm.
dangerous it is, so we wear like special gloves and stuff, and
This stuff, Narcan won't face it.
Double up your gloves, brother.
coming from Detroit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming from Detroit and everywhere, but yeah, mainly down 75.
Because that's actually, we see something that looks similar to that.
Be
so.
extra
Yeah, that's
careful.
probably what it's gonna come back at. That's what
Yeah.
he's talking
They
about.
call it Tootsie. It's got, I forget the name of it, but it's called Tootsie, Tusi, I
Yeah.
believe. It's
Yeah,
got
I've never heard
ketamine
of
and
that.
everything in it.
I
But
appreciate
whatever's
it.
in it, it's 1,000 times stronger than fentanyl. I forget the name of it. A DEA agent told me, and I just forgot the name of it.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, but I just figured I'd tell you that.
Hey, I appreciate it, thank you.
Anybody got anything else for Dean? All right, need a motion to accept the police report. Shirley made the motion, Larry second. Everybody good with police report? Thank you, sir. I'll holler at you guys here in just a second.
Yes, sir. What is it?
No,
No.
Charlie made the motion, Larry seconded. Okay. All right, Cleo, you up at the fire report, sir?
Had one fire outside the city, had one LZ, one false run, and 2 lift systems. That's all we had.
Slow month.
Make a motion.
You made the motion, Jackie seconds. Everybody good with Cleo's fire report? Man, we moving right along. Next in old business. Does anybody got anything in old business? Okay, what I got in old business tonight is, I've still been in contact with Back Roads Appalachia. I think that,
They met with Indian like we were right.
yeah, I think that's still as strong as we, when they come in and talk to us, I think that's a real possibility. And actually, they texted me, which will probably be some of new business, but they texted me, him and a person from the state texted me back and forth. And they've been talking to me, which we had talked about it before, but they've talked to me about us maybe setting up a community fire pit, like they have like in some of the bigger places like DC and stuff. And, we've been talking about doing that anyways, cause this is kinda, some of you guys remember, and Preston will for sure, when we had the fire pit over at the campground, it was a big thing. And then, over time, it's kind of resolved to where it's just mostly in the campground now. Well, they wanna try to do a community fire pit to where maybe like our tourism, or city can, have like maybe monthly s'mores or something, just to kinda get the community together, little something else to do, and when the Back Roads Appalachia people are in town, they'll have something to maybe have little fire pit meetings at and things. So we're looking at the property there where the old, Evarts wholesale building was. It's clean, and it's really, we take care of it, so it's a small piece of property we might build a good fire pit on, and that way, it can be used for that. We'll be able to keep it clean and watch it, instead of having it, like in one of the campgrounds or something. It may not get used a lot, but now these guys are using it because they're interested in that. Kind of things they're interested in. And then I kind of pushed it to them too, that it would be a good place because it would be right beside the depot, which if they're gonna push the community, I wanna push the depot and I wanna push the Battle Evarts. I've always wanted to do that. I think we deserve a historic marker for that. I've worked with the state for years, but I ain't really had a lot of help, but now that I got these guys on my side, it may be something we may get. So, there's a lot of people that travel the whole state looking at historic markers. So, and we've got, Battle Evarts was very, very instrumental, you all know that now, dude. So,
Happened right there pretty much at the railroad tracks, didn't it?
yeah, it happened at the railroad tracks. We started at the T-pole and moved down the railroad tracks, so.
They just, if I remember right, they don't know who shot first or something,
We
or,
shot first, but it was, that kind of went a long way to the labor wars, it went a long way into everything, so we think we deserve a historic marker for it.
that was kind of the foundation of Bloody Harlan, wasn't it?
It was, in the Cold Wars. So, but I had that, and, I wanna tell y'all too, the trees on 215, I know you guys have seen this, and I don't remember if I told you this or not, but we had some pine trees there on 215 that was in really bad shape. We was starting to get some high winds, and we was concerned that they were gonna fall on Kentucky 38 or Kentucky 215. So I contacted the state and got them to come cut them down. But when they cut them down, they left them laying, and that made it worse. So we've been in contact with them, and they came up and cleaned half of it, said they'd be back 2 weeks ago to clean the rest of it. Finally, I just told Cleto to take our boys and go up there and start cleaning on it. We just do it ourselves. So Cleto and him's gonna get everything cleaned on that and get all that cleaned up except for the biggest stuff. If it's too big for us to handle, I'll hire somebody to come in and chunk it up. And then we might even be able to use it for some outside firewood or something. It's pine, so I don't know how good that would burn.
Horrible.
I know it wouldn't be good inside the house, but it might be all right outside. So, that's all I got in old business. Have you guys got anything? All right, anybody got any new business? The only thing I got in new business will be that, swearing in for the new council, which all 5 of you guys are here. So we'll do it next month. Depending on whether Jason comes to the council meeting or not, it'll either be, if Jason comes, it'll be after after we get our meeting done. I'll swear everybody in for next term. Then that way Clark can start that, cause Jason's term won't end until that meeting's over. if something happens that we don't get everybody sworn in, you know, I think Parks Health's not real good, but I haven't spoken with him.
So you can do all of them after the meeting and figure out
Yeah, we'll figure out
before the
Paul.
year.
So, we'll try to get it.
The 30th to go back on.
Yeah, we've got all the way to, so if you don't come to the next meeting, like if somebody has to miss, don't fret. As long as I get you sworn in by the 30th, it's legal, so. So, but we'll get you after the next council meeting in December, if that's okay for everybody. All right. Has anybody got anything else? Nothing new business? You guys got anything?
Nope.
All right. I think that the police department is gonna call us into executive session to talk about some things some legal things you guys need to be aware of, so we need somebody to call us into executive session, pending litigation, 61.810C, correct? So somebody make a motion for us to go into executive session. Charlie makes the motion, Jackie second. We will now go into executive session.
Thank y'all.
See you guys.
Mike, you have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Well. Wonder who is suing the city.
What's up?
Yeah.
There was something else that had, and I forgot I was going to ask that cop, and I totally forgot what it was. I lost my thought when I was talking.
Well, they'll be back opening in a minute if you want to talk to him. I'm gonna grab me a cigarette.
Well,
Reason I stay up here, they fixing to have $2.8 million fucking dollars in their hand.
2.8 million's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed to be building a new water tank and all that good shit. Have us some good water up here finally.
Hey, Denny's all right, huh? There was something else I was going to do. I cannot remember what it was. No. It's cracked 40 though. Mine, Mark, Mike.
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Y'all remember Big Mike?
Yeah, man.
He whooped that guy in Holly Corner. It's on Mark's page. So,
It is.
I cannot remember what I was going to ask him. But it was something.
Something about butt plugs, wasn't it?
Appalachian anal butt plugs. I was really trying to think. I was being serious the whole time I was in there, and I couldn't think of anything else to ask except about the spice because it's not. I know it's not a felony, so I figured that's you know. Then there was something else I was going to ask him, and I can't remember what the fuck it was.
I can't remember what it was.
Denny's alright though.
Oh yeah.
I brought that to his attention.
Yeah. Well, like you said, when he said that they was waiting for it to come back to see what it was, that's probably what it was. Was that
Big
crap?
Mike?
There's my keys finally. I was about to say I'm gonna have to break their fucking accession over in there and get my keys.
You going back in?
Huh?
Are we going back in? Or are we done?
Oh, we pretty much done. Somebody's suing them though. That's what that's about. Boy, that's a lot of fucking traffic stops in a month, ain't it? 27.
Drug bust in the month, but I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not in the drug game. I'm retired from it. Yeah. On Larry Hoover, that's not a lot of drug bust for real. Not for Evarts and what I know. How many did they say? I think they only said they had 2 in one race. Not much, because most of the drug addicts ain't staying up this long.
Dude, I think they get most of them in the cars, though, somehow. I mean, 27 traffic stops, that's one a day, man. Shit, that's one a day. In this little town, shit, no red light, 1 4-way.
I stopped Walter, he cussed me out of hell. Walter, what's his name? Stands up here on the corner.
Oh, shit.
Walter Board.
Yeah.
Wears women's breeches. He does. I was over cussing him. He cussed me out of hell a minute ago.
You're crazy.
He's Crack 40 TV. Y'all sub up to Harlan County, Kentucky Transparency. Crack 40 TV. Crack 40 TV 2.0. One of the firefighters.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that we love them. Because if your house burned, tell you begging to come save you.
These guys.
Yeah,
And
man.
they will. Questions, comments, concerns, anything for Mark or Mike before we leave? I guess we're done.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
so.
yeah. I was going to ask them something about Ernie or Shelby. I was going to bring up the Shelby Shell murder. I swear to fucking God I was. And I could not think of how to bring anything up about Ronnie King because they're saying Shelby didn't do that.
Really?
I don't know. You know Shelby.
Yeah.
Shelby was smooth out on the streets lately. Nobody know. Like, everybody that watches this is so fascinated by Ernie and Shelby. It's fucking nuts. People's in my chat saying that they're in. Ernie's claiming the Grand Masons is getting him out from here in Harlan. We don't even got Grand Masons. We just got Masons. I didn't ask.
176 watching.
Yeah, 107.
Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, so Harlan County, Kentucky Transparency. Go subscribe to this motherfucker's page right here. You might get to see his pretty eyes here.
Yeah, I do experiments with Mike.
Mike is, a great accomplice tonight,
Yeah, he just went there and sat down.
guys.
Jackie spoke to him at the end, though, told him have a good Thanksgiving.
You should have seen him play basketball in high school. They had some good teams. Where's Scotty Russell's trophy at?
I don't know what they did.
Man, they
It used to be in the old Evarts High School. They probably moved it to Harlan County.
I'd say it's probably at Harlan County High School.
They got a bunch in the Southern Bell. They got a bunch of old Everett's Plus stuff in there. I went over to the field and ate mukbang. I went over there and ate the other night. And I pulled right up to the field. And Brian, what's his last name, the other guy? Brian come in behind Danny. He pulled up on me. And I was like, it's crack 42. I'm just the mayor. I'm eating right here. If I need to leave, I'm on private property. No problem. I had like 6 things of food on my hood. Smashed everything from the Southern Bell. If you get hungry, plug in the Southern Bell. Mark, Matt. Hey,
Take care, buddy. Because we ending ours and we heading out. What are you doing? Gonna walk through town? You crazy. Have a good one, brother. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share it. Y'all have a good one. We're going to make sure they can keep us $2.8 billion in the city.